to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alrighty. Do we have any additions or deletions? You have some stuff you want to talk about?
Yeah, I was gonna do the under other business.
Okay.
And then we have an executive
Executive, yeah, I have that.
for
written.
personnel, right?
Yeah. We have 2 meeting minutes, to approve. The August 4th regularly scheduled meeting. Do we have a motion to approve those meeting minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Alan, you second?
I'll second it.
Aye, all those in favor?
Aye.
Alrighty. And I don't think we can act on the August 11th meeting minutes, right? It was just me, you, and Andy, right? So we'll have to table those meeting minutes until next time. Town clerk update. We don't have, the town clerk's not here. Did everybody see her email from the other day? Yeah, I don't think there was anything we needed to act upon other than this, which we'll hold, I guess, until we have that financing, but you made a good point, Alan. We'll wait till we actually get the quote. The purpose of our August 11th meeting was to move forward with the sale of 50 Farrar Street. And we have a lead abatement, or not lead abatement, addendum disclosure document. And it's saying it is not subject to lead-based paint inspection. So we just need to sign that to move the sale forward. Today is the 18th. Karen, did you Kylie, do you know anything else you want to discuss?
No.
I don't think it. Well, then I will move on to the highway report. So I think I reported last time the cleanup came back, everything's good, no further testing or cleanup is needed.
Oh, nice.
Since that time, we did find out that we are eligible and are going to, the state cleanup fund is gonna pay for all but $1,000 of it. So, which is essentially what our insurance deductible would have been. So, I think the final bill was, for all the cleanup costs, was right around 22,000, so we're paying 1,000 of 22. So that's good to move on to that. I spoke with Jason today, just waiting on a final for the Abercorn project, the culvert project, just waiting on a little more before he orders a culvert. He's wondering, they may not be able to do the entire project like they originally thought. I guess the engineer is doing cement abutments instead of the large stone on each end of the culverts. So which will be kind of, Jason was thinking outside his area of expertise to do the code. So he's holding off a little bit until he knows for sure if that's the way they're going to do it, and it may change our time frame on doing the project. It's all based on what the engineer is coming up with. Paving project is underway, North Branch Road. I forgot, got a horrible street. The road out to Roger Jondros is paved. River Street has been paved, that little section. I think there's a couple more sections to go, and they'll have that done by tomorrow or Wednesday.
They paved behind the post office, that looks good.
Yep. Yeah.
Green Avenue's done then, or
No, that is not done yet.
that's still on their list though, right?
I believe so. I know they're doing a section up by Blue Seal, and also from the church downward. But my understanding was Green Avenue was on the list as well. Had a couple people contact me about the
Who's
chloride.
that person?
It's all right, he's with me, he's just in my
Oh, is that-
meeting.
Oh, he's with you? Okay.
So, had a couple people
Sorry.
talking about chloride on the back roads and, asking that it be done. There's been two issues with chloriding this year. One is our chloride tank sprung a leak, so we had to have the company that provides us the chloride come pump it out. They thankfully found us a tank to use. We now have the chloride just as of back last week, but also chloride when it's this dry, you need to put it down with moisture so it sinks into the road a little bit. Otherwise, it blows off, so it's not effective. So they've been kind of holding off on doing it till they have some damp roads, I guess. So that's kind of why they're holding out, and hasn't all been done yet. I have a couple things. One thing for executive. Jason also mentioned that they have a truck that's two trucks that they were wondering if we wanted to just put them out to bid. One that's been sitting out back, it's inoperable, and then the other one is I think the oldest one they have that they've kept for a spare. I think it's the one we were debating selling to Montgomery a couple years ago. Said he's like, it's not really worth we don't use them enough to for the maintenance we're putting in. So I didn't know if we wanted to proceed with potentially putting them out to bid.
With us keeping the trucks, we're replacing them when we should now.
Yeah.
We probably really don't need a spare, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So
I agree.
I'll have him work with Marissa to do that then. Do we want to put minimums on them? I mean, one I don't think would warrant a minimum, but I'm wondering about the other. I mean,
I have no idea what it.
well, I'm sure Jason could put a ballpark on it. That way it doesn't go, we don't feel obligated to accept something crazy low.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea, to be honest.
Yeah. I think that's all I had. I mean, grading, other summer maintenance, but a lot of it's been tied to prepping for the paving. Alrighty. Buildings report?
Oh. Not a real lot. I've been kind of out of the loop for a couple of weeks. But they are proceeding with painting at the library. They have been holding off because even with scraping it after it not raining for a long time, they're scraping it and there's still water coming out where they're scraping. And there's a lot of rot they're finding on the building. So because of the water that's been held in with all the paint just kind of being loose on it. So, and Richie has been working on this building. So the town hall's looking a little bit better. We're still waiting to hear back for somebody for the pillars. We've got 3 different people that are looking into it, so I'm hoping I can get somebody to fix them, take care of them. Everybody's a little nervous about them because they're not sure if they're weight bearing or what's going on with that. They're hollow, but there's a post in the middle, and is the post sitting on top of the block, or is it sitting on the cement and then the blocks are built around it on the base? So that's the problem that people are having, not knowing. So that's about all I have at this point.
Well, and your post office is paved. Yeah.
Rose?
Oh, the post office, they paved out back, that's all looking good. Still waiting back to hear from Portland Glass about the doors. They're supposed to be getting back to us. Kylie's been talking with them, I've been talking with them, so.
And is the fire station still on track?
Fire station's still on track, I have not heard that it's not on track. So for the replacement of the roof, yes.
Okay.
That's it.
Water and sewer?
Just a couple things. now that Marissa's back, I know Kylie's out this week. So I probably won't ask to do this week, but next week when Kylie gets back, I'd like to call the attorney on a couple things regarding water and sewer. The first is Lucille. Last I knew, that plug still had not been installed up there. Our attorney sent Lucille a letter, and they haven't responded. So I think at this point, we've been really patient with
Yeah.
this. And we were tolerant. That could have been a horrible disaster for us last summer. And we're allowing them to put in a temporary cap so that if they have a water issue, they can take the cap out and the water will go into the storm drain, or go into the sewer.
Yeah.
What we need though is that plug-in case they ever have another leak, and it hasn't been done. So I would like to talk to our attorney about following through on what we can do legally to get that done. And then the only other thing with water and sewer is now that Marissa's back, and again, that this would be next week, I'd like to talk to our attorney about taking over Dunleavy Avenue, the water lines. It's to our advantage to do so, but now that we're getting people back, maybe it's time to get that started.
Yep.
I did have one other thing for the attorney. I'll mention it now instead of other business, I guess. I guess it doesn't matter. Is while we got Brian, talked to him about where's our info on our housing codes. Kylie and I met with him about talking about our housing and what can we use to enforce the codes, because to me that's the whole key to making anything work
Exactly.
is enforcement.
And that was a long time ago. We're talking months ago now, right?
Yeah, and we still haven't got anything, so I'd like to talk to him again
Yep, push through.
about getting us the answers to our questions.
Yep. Yep.
And that's all I had.
I would say, I would less going with reaching out to the attorney and getting all that stuff going.
Yeah.
Parks and playgrounds, cemeteries?
Not much. I know there was a couple of complaints about the mowing at the cemetery, and like the amount of rocks and stuff that had been kicked up. So I know that Kylie had been fielding some phone calls. I also got some phone calls from Real, who takes care of the was at the South Richford Cemetery
Yeah.
up there. Yeah. So I don't know if Kylie has set up anything to revisit conversations with the mowing people or not. I just know that
I think her email said she had.
I think she did say that
she
she
had
reached
talked,
out
and that he was going to work. The contractor was going to work on it. Was going to do better, how to fix or something.
so that's the only.
Yeah.
Just acknowledging that we are doing something about the complaint.
Okay.
Yes.
And Kristen just informed me that she indeed was at
The Farrar Street meeting.
August 11th meeting, so I'll take a motion
Oh,
to approve those
Yeah, I'll
minutes.
approve it.
Alan, second.
One second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Alright. Those minutes pass. Now we'll open it up to other business.
Am I the only person that
No, let's start with you.
Okay, thank you for painting Byron Brown's building and getting it going. I'm a trustee for Byron Brown. So, we're excited to have that. We're excited for our grant, $195,000 that we're trying to process, I believe. I know I got a copy of the email that was sent to Kylie for the revolving loan information that you wanted, list of vendors, W-9s, and proof of insurance. So we have workers here in the building, so we're thinking they're gonna be giving us bills pretty soon. So we wanna come today and say, what else do we need to give you? So we're anxious about, it's a reimbursable loan, so having the revolving loan So that was the second thing. And then we have a problem, and I'm not sure, I know I sent emails a while back of the pictures of the rock inside Hiram Brown Library.
You didn't send them to me, did you send them to the town hall? Okay,
So I did that myself actually, and
Okay.
I actually have a couple pictures on here from today. And I'm gonna invite you to walk over to the library and maybe take a peek at it. It's coming down the children's play area.
It's from that roof,
Probably
yes.
black mold.
Yep.
And we've been trying to.
That's why I really
work
wanted to
with
move you guys into the
for
post office, but
maybe a year. And,
that'll work.
so $195,000 grant to fix the inside of the building. But if we have a problem with the roof leaking and the rot, like you were saying, and it's right on that corner. I
Yep.
took a picture
That's supposed to be
today.
getting taken care of this fall, the roof.
The roof will be good.
Yes, over the children's center, that issue is supposed to be getting taken care of this fall. Yeah.
So we have work being done inside right now.
Mm-hmm,
So that's our problem.
yeah.
So
So the
we-
problem is getting these people here to do the job earlier. That's the thing.
So-
We have to send everything out, you gotta get all these quotes, which we did, but then by the time you get everything together, they're fitting it in where
Yeah.
they already have all these other jobs, so they're getting it set up to where they can do it.
Right.
So that's gonna be more at the fall time.
So it's kind of hard to do the inside work.
Yep.
That's where we're at. So,
They
Yeah.
can't come back to that section of the building?
I don't know, because I'm not a contractor. I know they're putting in HVACs right now and doing some of that, but, it's pretty bad. I wish you would kind of walk over and look at me.
That's why I wish we would've done the other thing.
I really wish you'd just come look, so,
Cause that's on us, fixing all that rot, right?
no, I think the inside is.
I was told what was
us,
inside
but
the walls
roof,
was us.
I think the inside is,
You guys?
and the outside is.
Yeah, the roof is us, that's for sure. And the
But
painting of the building is
We're tearing out
ours.
anyways to do
Right.
some work, so we have money to do some of that.
Okay,
So if we work together,
Yes.
it should be,
I just don't have a contractor that can be there right now. The one that got the bid,
I
he's
mean, what
out
about
to
the
fall.
contractor that you're using? Is that something that they could give us a
I
quote
guess that's
on?
what we need to.
To say,
Yeah, I
like,
can
hey,
talk to
could you,
Larry,
you
Larry's the
know,
one doing it.
Larry's the one that's doing it.
Yeah.
So could he give us
We should
another
just
quote?
Is he
like
gonna
to
be there
take
tomorrow?
picture.
Well, we can go, I mean,
I
if
would
you're,
love for you to move, like, we kinda got it torn up right now because we're moving books
we can go
around.
take a peek. I mean, I don't know if it'll change the outcome. I mean, that sounds like a potential workable solution,
Yeah.
but if not, I think we,
Cause I originally
You
asked
get a
Larry for a
quote.
quote for the roof for that too. And he said he had a lot of other stuff going on,
Yeah,
so.
he did our windows.
But maybe
So we just
he
put
will
new
do it
windows in,
since
which
he's
was
already
an
there with the
addition.
Well,
demo
just at
second.
least that part,
So we put,
Yeah,
you know,
So
so
he
that
can
he
do the
can.
roof.
I think it was $15,000 worth of windows in.
Yep.
That Adele wrote a beautiful grant, and we got $195,000 to do renovations in the building,
Yep,
but I think the outside
yes.
is gotta be fixed before the inside.
Yeah.
So I'd love for you to come over.
okay, well, I
And I didn't
will,
give you my name, I'm Jean.
Hi, Jean.
at least I will come over.
Yeah,
I don't think we'll be too long. so.
Okay, that's fine,
at the end of the meeting, we'll walk over, is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
thank you.
And I'll take some pictures, and I will push out to the one who got the
And we
bid
can
for
ask
it.
Larry too, to
Yep,
work with us.
yep.
You ready? Going in?
Okay, first of all, I don't know how many of you get, Northwoods Regional Planning's, their newsletter or read it, but there is new open meeting laws. There's a couple of, and it focuses on executive sessions. And it says that if there's a few changes with it, that you need to not only vote to go into executive, but vote to come out of executive. If you are putting it on the agenda at the executive, you need to put what your executive is, what you're going into.
Okay,
Okay.
And so, And this went into effect, the 9th of June,
Okay,
so.
well, thank you.
That's some of the things. Then, along the lines of executive session, I'm just curious as, it's different here in Richford than other towns do, but explain to me why you needed to go into executive session to discuss the financing for the new town plow, and to have loan-in installation. I mean, that's spending the taxpayers' money. Is there something that's in the contract that would put the town to a disadvantage by discussing it in public as opposed to putting it into an executive session? Because executive is really to protect the town if you're.
We did an executive session on the blown-in installation.
That's what your minutes said.
Yeah, it's a valid question.
Because
I mean,
I thought that was an
I
open,
thought that was open.
that was open, yeah, so maybe it just got mistyped or something?
No, it was information that Kylie gave me after, because I wasn't here.
It says an executive session entered at 5:35, and then you motioned for the financing plan of the new town plow, and then enter into a contract to have blown-in installation in the attic at the town hall.
That's how it was given to me, that it was discussed in executive
Now,
session.
both of those, I'm just wondering what it was that you,
As a party to the whole thing, we have that, you can go into the Northwest Access TV and actually see what happened. Not just talk about it, you can see did we or didn't we for sure because it'd be on camera. If it was in executive section, it won't.
Right.
Has anybody watched it?
Yeah,
No.
I did.
Okay.
It was discussed after
Yeah.
you came back from
Okay.
executive session.
And it was recorded?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
so
how
in
I
other
know.
words, you went and had executive session and then you
Came
went
out.
back to other business.
Yeah, we came out of executive.
No, I think they were both in
It
executive.
was at the end.
But I think more to the point is, to your initial question, I think I'm still learning as to like the do's and don'ts, I mean, as to what, the parameters of executive session and contract. You're right, I don't know that, I mean, correct, Alan, you've been around longer than I have, like you came to these meetings in the past, wearing your,
Clerk's hat.
clerk's hat. Is there anything that precludes certain things? I mean, I guess financing, whether it's 3 or 4 years and the benefits of each, I mean, probably could have been discussed because I mean, that's the extent of what we did. Whether or not we wanted to go with a 3 or a 5 year, a 3 or a 4 year payment plan, because we still have to finalize it because we're waiting on a quote we're doing a trade-in this time, which I don't think we've done in the past.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, my knowledge is old, so, things may have changed, but a lot of times contracts are discussed in executive session because you want people to be able, I mean, you're negotiating a contract and you need to be talking pretty openly about things. My understanding has always been if it's a contract that's, pretty black and white, you can discuss it in an open session, but if it's a contract and there's some potential issues, then it was always discussed in executive session.
And the results
Well,
are told.
I'll back you up on that, because what I had to explain to me was if there would be negative consequences to the select board if what they needed to discuss in executive was discussed in the open. So in other words, if you were, and usually it was like a legal matter or something, what you were gonna do, what your options were going to be. But if that got publicly known, ahead of time that it could, people could use it
Yeah.
against the select board.
Or
to do.
anything, or anything personnel.
Yeah.
But yes,
Which it opens
definitely.
you up for a potential liability.
Right.
Yeah, I get you.
Right.
So no, it's a valid point.
And then there's another thing that's, and I'm digging into that, is that it's saying on the open meeting laws that the chair people are supposed to be doing a training, and it's not the one that the regional planning does, but so apparently it's from the state. And I've got a question into regional to find out if that covers the DRB, which of course I'm the chairman of, and then if so, where do I go to get the training? And if it's more than likely, if it's to the state, there's gonna be a dollar amount that's gonna be attached to it, maybe like, hopefully not more than $35 or to $50 for it to do it.
So it's an open meeting law for chair people?
Yeah, it's, and they were saying they needed to have training now, so, a lot of different changes there.
Okay. We will work to improve upon that.
It's a learning curve.
Yeah.
And then, that's all I have for right now, unless,
Yeah, I do. So there's several properties that we're looking into having the town attorney send violation letters. There's one on Dunleavy Avenue, there's one on Elm Street, there's one on North Branch Road, and there's one on Powell Street.
did we need more than that? That's an awful short list, I thought we had 7.
One we decided to wait because
Okay. All of these have had the friendly letter, the next letter, the formal violation, we've gotten no.
and they've been recorded and either no reply or nothing's happened, like,
So those were reviewed by the Development Review Board at our last meeting.
So you just need our go-ahead. You're looking for our blessing to go to the town attorney?
Yeah. Make a motion, send them to the town attorney.
You have a second?
okay.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Keep us informed.
I will.
John?
Yes, I want to thank you for the crew for cleaning up sand in different places on the street, and especially the driveway down to the historical society, because that had got really overgrown and it was cleaned up good last week. I know you don't want to hear it, but I still think there's a parking issue on River Street for businesses. Oftentimes that whole side is lined with tenants' cars that stay there all day. And
Yeah.
it's not fair to the few businesses we have.
No, I don't disagree, but it kind of comes back to what we discussed last week. We need to find somebody that's willing to tow for us.
But I mean, right now, I don't think we have any ordinance that those people can't park on the street, because the
Yeah, they're not, well,
residence
if,
is overnight parking, it's not during the day.
but I mean, if they weren't, I think if we stepped on their toes at night, it might change what happens during the day.
I haven't read through the parking ordinance, but you have an element in there that you could do ticketing. Now, that would get some people that would come in and complain about it, and if they had the tickets. Some of them you just say, poof.
You have to
and
have a
you just
police
let-
officer to do the ticketing.
The town constable would,
Cannot, Richford took that away from the town constable years ago.
is it something that they could reinstitute?
Nope, he'd have to, the town constable would have to go to the police academy for so many weeks to be trained on how to handle that and do that. So that means they would
And that
have
was
to.
a state mandate, which,
Right.
we had a meeting, 2 or 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and they basically said they have stripped a lot of the authority
Yeah.
away from the town constable, short of going to that training. So
Yeah.
you'd have to,
And to have somebody go to training
Yeah.
for 16 weeks, they'd have to leave their job,
Yeah.
so.
So that'd
And this
be-
isn't a paid position, so to have somebody out there ticketing people walking around town, ticketing and following through, it needs to be a paid position because you're not gonna get anybody to do it unless it is. Cause they can't really have a full-time job and do that job too.
Right.
Then again, it comes back to enforcement. Even if you give them a ticket and they don't pay it, what are you gonna do?
Exactly.
Nothing.
And what,
Yeah.
when we were writing, when we were drafting those, wasn't it you, Eric, that said, because we were discussing some of the section, like, some of that stuff has to go before a special court, right?
Yes.
And it-
Judicial Bureau out of White River.
So it like, if we went to court, we'd have to show up down there?
Yeah, or wherever. They used to be White River, but I think now they go around the state, so
So
you
it just,
have to learn which county they're holding it in. And yes, if the town doesn't show up, then you favor the defendant. If the defendant doesn't show up, you favor the town.
and that's for, you know, these parking tickets, if they wanted to fight them.
And then the other side of this is often, and I don't know how it holds in Vermont, but often when you have a law enforcement officer, there's also the position of like meter maid, or meter whatever
Person.
person that is not law enforcement per se. So there might be you might be able to appoint someone to do it.
Yeah.
But again, that would be something for your municipal lawyer.
You wanna throw that on the list, Alan, then?
Yeah, because I'm even thinking making that part of the housing codes, the parking issue. I know zoning covers it, but,
Actually, there was somebody parked outside of an apartment house on Farr Street. And I believe it was, Jason or one of the guys, somebody made up a note and they put it under the windshield. And then I followed up with the landlord and he informed me that it was one of the tenants' daughter's boyfriend. So we sent that tenant a letter and asked him to please pass it on to the boyfriend. About a month later, I checked it and it was gone. So, you know, it went and through the back door,
Yeah.
you
So I
know,
mean, we can do,
you know, by just putting something,
yeah,
a note on a windshield. And then refer it to the, property owner,
yeah,
which is what we did there.
Yeah, which
Who was the
when it's a-
landlord.
yeah, when it's a landlord, we have a better avenue to, or I would say we probably have a better avenue of getting, because it's being heard by two parties potentially, the tenant and the landlord. Yeah, but no, I like your idea of adding it to the housing codes as well.
the River Street parking, where would those people park if they didn't park in front of the building? Because the nearest parking lot would be the municipal lot across from the Legion, right?
Or they have the Mayhews one, and that landlord now owns.
Owns all that.
Yeah, he now owns it. Originally, when I talked with that landlord and said something, they didn't own the Mayhew lot. They now do. They have since purchased Mayhews and that. And I had suggested originally was to talk to Mayhews, get, rent some spaces, have them marked, and have them marked that, you know, that spot belongs to such and such an apartment, and violators will be towed, because they said you got the other part of anybody parking in there, and then this way that the tenants have that they get the right to tow somebody out, because that's their spot.
But there's different people that own those buildings, right? Because it's not all one building down through there.
But it's all one person.
It's all the same
Person
person.
that owns them, yeah,
On that side of the street is.
on that side of the street, and that's the only side that you can park on.
And was that when you have to have so many parking spots per apartment, was that property grandfathered?
Nothing's grandfathered under the state's new changes.
Alright, so they would need it too for each apartment, however many apartments are, they need, is it 1.5 now?
Something like that.
No, that has been changed. That Home Act changed it to one
What?
apartment.
It's only
What
one.
I'm
one.
saying
They
is,
need one parking.
they're not grandfathered. The new zoning. at the state
The
level.
new Home Act passed by the
No,
state changed.
but what I'm saying is when, like, in my history could be wrong, but one Main Street, like, they didn't want that to become rental property unless they had parking. That was not that long ago, and I'm sure those other properties up the rest of the street were already existing apartments. So I wondered if there was like were they exempt from that because they were already in place? That was a clarifying.
No,
Okay.
they would have had to, and the only change is from having to have 2 spots per
One,
unit down to 1.
Parking has always had shared parking, like, for instance, if you've got something that, well, we were talking about the
Thankfully,
Pink Lady.
You can't have shared parking for overnight residential. Shared parking can't be used for residential parking.
Are you sure that wasn't changed with the Home Act too?
No.
Okay. Well, we talked about shared parking, you can share parking with another business via contract.
Yeah.
But what if, okay, one person owns the parking lot, and I think there's like 3 separate parcel IDs there, so 3 separate.
Yes, but the same person owns all those buildings.
But
Well, someday they don't.
what I'm asking though is if he owns the parking lot on the end, the 3rd building down, just because it's the same owner, is that still in compliance with zoning, even though, because there's nothing around that building other than the street?
I think it's within 600
Feet,
feet that they can have the parking, is where they should have. So it's not right by your door, but it's not 10 miles down the road either for your parking. So I think it's the 600 feet or something that the parking has to be.
Is that parking lot within 600
I think
feet?
both are.
Oh, yeah.
Both, whether it be across the street or
Yeah.
or
They are within,
But then the municipal parking, we don't have overnight.
yeah, right.
You
I know.
can't park in it overnight.
except for the ones that you have a contract
Yeah.
with. Those are the only ones that are authorized, and you have those designated as those spots, those
Right.
4 spots. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. Anything else, Sean?
Can I add one thing? Just,
Okay.
I may have misspoke on the building inside. I guess my thought is we were gonna be tearing it out anyways. So we would clean up
Right.
the inside. I mean, it is the town's building, so I don't wanna misspeak.
No, you're fine, you're fine.
I'm just a new trustee.
Oh,
and-
you're good.
And,
All's good.
I was thinking you were the outside of the building, we were the inside, but,
Yeah.
Okay.
I misspoke.
You're fine. You're fine.
Good.
Alright, is Robert still on?
We got low battery, but nope, apparently not.
Okay. So we have,
Wally,
oh, sorry.
can I get out of here, I guess, because I'm impatient. Do you know if they're done blasting the outside of this building?
I do not, I have not spoke to Richie yet.
All right. I came in this morning to a pile of cement in my office.
In your office?
Yeah. So either they hit a brick that had no mortar in it and was shot through my office. It ruined several old documents, maps.
Is he repointing this year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or they washed the stairs, not realizing that the stairs that are in my office, the outside stairs, are literally outdoors, and my office is under them.
And they pushed around the windowsill?
No, we think they came in along the edge of where those stairs are and go up to the stage.
Oh,
If we swept it all into one pile, there would have been at least a cup.
That's how
maybe a
bad this
cup and a
shape this
half
building's
or
in.
more than that.
The cleaning outside is blowing in through the
I
inside, it's
don't know
crazy.
if I can, there's 3 maps I can't replicate, they're antique. But I think the stuff that has to do with some of the files I can get copies of.
Yeah, we'll have to move that stuff out of that area.
But we already have.
Okay,
Thomas has moved it all to a conference table.
okay.
And I wouldn't have even noticed it, except I looked over there and there was a pile of gray stuff on her bed.
Yep,
And then when Thomas checked it, the whole bed is soaked. And then we got to look in our list of inactive properties, which fortunately we don't tax, but that book's ruined, and there's another book that's ruined, so it's gonna, several hours to reproduce it.
yep.
I just wanna make, somehow, I mean, we know now, but somehow we're gonna do something to warm the those
Yeah.
people inside that you might have to put things away or something.
Yeah, I get it, but I mean, who
Yeah,
would
I
have thought
know.
that it would
Yeah,
have
who
gone
would
right
have thought
straight
that
through the
they were
building?
blown through the building when the building walls are this thick?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the stairs aren't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so,
Okay, well,
just so you know, and
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
alrighty. Well, come on in, Marissa. Welcome back.
here, you can have my chair.
We're developing a list.
Are you?
Yeah,
Okay.
for you. Alright, do you have anything you want to speak to?
No, not in open meeting, but
Okay,
executive,
for personnel?
yes.
Alright. I guess we'll entertain a motion to go to executive for personnel,
Sorry.
and and I will stop over after.
I'll make a second.
Okay, then I'll go over there
Okay.
and
Alright, all those in favor?
Aye, aye.
Alright.